Yeah, I'm exhausted, and I know those guys that actually were on the field are. And I appreciate, I told them in the locker room, the effort they give to this football program to give them a chance to have that type of outcome. And that's what it's about. It's about sacrificing. It's about sacrificing for the man next to you because they need you to. And that was the challenge, and they did. And then, you know, it wasn't an easy win. It was a struggle, as I told them it would be, versus a good opponent. But they continued to be resilient. They continued to run the football, be opportunistic on defense, and create some turnovers in the second half. And the result is the result. So proud of this team. Big victory over a really good program, and one that lasts for 2 weeks around here. So we're gonna enjoy it.
Front row on your right, John Brace.
Marcus, more than 300 yards rushing with the first-time starter at center. You hold them under 70 yards rushing total for the game. What does that maybe say about you guys reasserting yourself as an O-line and D-line driven program?
Have to be. We've never strayed away from that. That's our foundation. That's who we have to be. Proud of the way Joe stepped up. Those guards beside him helped him tremendously. And the moment wasn't too big. We'll go back and grade it and see how we can get better and all those things, but you're not rushing for those type of yards unless you got O-linemen blocking. And, you know, our defense, we challenged them to say, let's make them one-dimensional, right? Like, we can't let them run the ball at will and throw the ball at will. And that's what they've been doing. And for the most part, we stopped them in the run game. Obviously, they had some passes, and that was the challenge. Like, okay, let's make them one-dimensional. And they were probably okay with us making them one-dimensional, and they had some success. But our guys kept battling, and they kept battling, and that's what it takes to have success.
Pre-game tunnel, you looked especially locked in. I even saw you bobbing your head a little bit. And to get this win when there's not necessarily another one on the schedule right now against this team, what does it mean to you?
You know, I told the guys, and I reminded myself, you remember rivalry games. I remember my rivalry games from Pee Wee to high school to college, and the ones I've been a part of as a coach. Those are games that mean more. And you remember, obviously, the outcomes, but hopefully you remember some things you did in that game that led to the outcome. And so they mean just a little bit more because of what it represents for your university, what it represents for your fans, the players before us, and the players to come. And I reminded our guys of the responsibility we had to go perform the way we did.
Front row on the left, Jack Sobel.
Coach, I wanted to follow up on Adi in particular. Like, what did it mean to you guys for him to step up and play the way he did tonight?
Yeah, you're going to get the same answer. You know what I'm going to say. It's delayed gratification, right? He was ready. He was ready for his opportunity because he worked every day in practice, and he didn't know when this opportunity was going to come, and he was ready for it. And it's, again, an example for everybody in life, everybody in our program. You can't wait for your opportunity. You have to work. You have to work, and you have to work. And maybe you get this opportunity. Maybe. Maybe you don't. There's guys that work their tail off in that locker room, and they don't get an opportunity to get on the field. But at some point, your hard work will be rewarded. And for Joe, it was today.
And then defensively, like you talked about the resilience, like feels like we're asking you the same question we did after last year's USC game about Christian Gray, the way he bounced back. Like what did it mean to see him do what he did?
It was like deja vu. I mean, I kind of got on him the series that they scored right before he had that interception, and I reminded him, like, nobody feels bad, man. You got to do your job and play with the proper technique. Do I believe you can do it? Absolutely. But you got to go do it, and nobody has sympathy. And after that pick, he ran over. He said a couple words to me, but I like that, all right? I like that. And he knows I love him. I believe in him. He needed challenged a little bit. He's got to play with better technique. He has to. But keep battling, man. Keep battling. And you got to let the last play go. That's the game. That's the name of this game of football. You have to let the last play go and win this play. You have to win this play. And that's an example of what Christian did. And we got to continue to do that.
Staying in the front row, Tyler Horka.
Coach, you said on Monday that this was going to have to be a bloody victory. You know, the rain probably washed a lot of that away, but do you feel like you played physically in the way that you wanted to?
Oh, yeah. Especially the rain helped it create that type of game, that it was going to be a O-line, D-line driven game. It was going to be one in the trenches. We weren't going to be able to throw the ball a lot in the second half because of the moisture and the weather. And that's what we wanted. That's what we want, man. We want to. That's our edge. We got to play the game in a physical manner. That's maybe not every team wants to play. I'm not saying that they didn't, but not every team wants to play that way.
Along those lines, even without the rain early on, it seems CJ was a little off, but you guys were able to overcome that. He even overcame that to a degree. What does it say about your group to be able to grind it out the way they did?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to talk with CJ in our weekly meetings, just what he felt. I don't know. I mean, if he knew what was causing those incompletions, he would have corrected it. And so, I just mentioned, hey, man, just be you, right? Don't press. Don't make this thing different than the last 5 or 6. And because CJ is a competitor, he's an ultra competitor, and I don't want him to use it to be a negative thing against him. So, but he's resilient, man. He came back the second half and really did a good job of leading our offense down the field.
Staying on the left side, second row, Pat 40.
Yeah, Marcus, not a new subject, but how much has your appreciation, I guess, grown for watching Love and Price share a job willingly and do the things that they're able to do?
Yeah, I mean, it's not very common in college football. It's not very common in life to see two guys that are so talented, that deserve the ball in their hand every snap, but choose to put the team in front of themselves and then make the most of their opportunities, right? They're not pouting. They're each other's biggest supporter. I said this a couple, but that's what you want your team to be a reflection of great players that make great plays when they have the ball in their hands, but continue to put team before. That's hard to do. That might be one of the hardest things we ask our players to do, is put team before me, because everything outside of here says, no, you come before a team, and when great things happen, it's because of you, and when bad things happen, it's because of everybody else. And for those guys to embrace team before me, that's what I want this program to be about.
I don't guess you want to share Christian Gray's words to you on the side.
Yeah, I was like, hold on, man, I believe in you. I reminded him I believe in you. But no, it was. I think he was grateful that I challenged him, And I'm not saying I'm the reason to call it pig. I mean, he's a really good player that has to continue to play with the right technique. But that's what family and trust is represented by, right? Like, we can challenge each other. He can challenge his coach because we trust each other. Right? We're trying to get the best out of each other. And you can't do that if you don't trust each other, right? And I hope that's a reflection of that.
Front row on the right, Pete Sampson.
The physicality required to sort of make them one-dimensional, especially without Rubio out there. Like, what was the key to that? When did you feel like, okay, we've got that handled tonight?
Yeah, I mean, part of it was the style of play, right? But part of it was schematically trying to say, okay, hey, we're going to try to put an extra guy in the box and maybe play some one-high defense and force him to throw the ball. I think there was both that contributed to that.
And offensive line, defensive line, different program, the physicality, the rivalry, like how you guys gutted it out tonight. I mean, as satisfying a win as you've had here?
Yeah, but I don't say it because of that. I just say it because it's this one, You got to be grateful for these things, because if you're not, man, this is the reward of a lot of hard work. And then tomorrow, this reward goes away. Right now, it's 11:32, right? And the minute we wake up in the morning, our mind starts going to the next thing. And so if you don't enjoy this team glory, that's what I call it, then it's a miserable existence being a football player or a coach. And so we have to make sure we enjoy it. And yes, because it's a huge game, a great opponent, a rivalry, but also because, we put a lot of work into achieving this result.
Third row on the left, Tyler James.
Marcus, Billy Strouth left the game with seemed like a knee injury, and he was playing well before it and played well after that, and then went out later. Are you aware of what pain he was playing through, and can you describe the impact that he had on the game?
Yeah, he had a huge impact, right? He's a tough kid, and I don't know what it is, knee, leg, contusion, but I know he was able to get back in there, and then he hobbled out again, and he was able to lead our team in the fight song, and that's what's most important, is that when we win, Billy leads us in the fight song. But I don't know the medical diagnosis yet.
And then how important and what impact did that J.D. Price kick return have for your team?
Huge. I don't know what was the score at that time. I can't remember. Kick return, J.D. Price. So it's 21-24. We were down because they converted 2-point conversion. So they got all the momentum. They're up 3 points. And for J.D. it's another version of deja vu from 2 years ago. I'm sitting there like, God, I get you, man. I get, Notre Dame, there's something that this told me. At that moment, I'm like, what is going on? For him to take that touchdown back, Christian to really reciprocate kind of what happened last year, man. It's sometimes you go, there's a higher calling in all this, man. But I'm just proud of him. I really am. And that was a huge play for this team.
Third row on the right, Matt Fortuna.
Marcus, in that same vein, there are times throughout the day where people were wondering, will this game get played? Will it kick off on time? Your job is to get them to play at their peak performance. How did you navigate all that with the guys throughout the day?
Yeah, I was kind of told early in the day that maybe the time was going to change. Maybe we were going to go sooner. We were going to go later. But I didn't want to create panic yet. I said, just let me know when you have definitive answers. And then I had a definitive answer that, hey, 7:30 kickoff. And we might get an hour in. You might get the whole game in. But I remind our guys once I knew a definitive answer, like, this is who we are. We adapt to unpredictable things. And I reminded them of Georgia. Right? This is not the same situation as Georgia, but it's the unpredictable things that can happen. And then I say, because that's a reflection of who they are as student athletes, right? They're challenged the minute they wake up in class. They're challenged in football. They're challenged in campus life. Like, they're used to being challenged and having to adapt and adjust to inconsistent things. And so I wanted to remind them, like, no matter what happens, this is going to be our edge. We have to have that mentality, and they were ready. And obviously we didn't have a delay, just a little bit of delay to warm up, but it was good.
Front row on the right, Eric Hansen.
Hey, Coach, what went into the decision to put Leonard on Lemon, and what did that do for your defense, him matching up with their best player?
We knew we couldn't let Lemon beat us. Just him by himself. That was every week you come up with keys to victory, right? The first key to victory was we got to be +2 in a turnover margin. Bam, we got it. The second one was we got to crush the run game. We got to stop the run game. We didn't crush it, but we did a good job there. The third thing was we got to eliminate number 6. And so how do you do that, right? If we're saying this is a key to victory because each week they change, how do you do that? And we said, okay, there's going to be times we have to put our best defender on him. And we did that. But there's like people would say, well, why don't you just do that every week? Because there's pros and cons. Because when he's not on him, it's like, okay, are they playing zone? Are they playing zone now? When he is on them, okay, they're in man coverage. And so you kind of tell the offense what you're doing until you expand the package, but that's kind of what went into it.
And then your safeties really had some big plays, played very physical, a lot of tackles. Can you speak to your safety group?
Yeah, they played well. Don played huge. It was good to see him step up and do some things in the run in the pass game, force a fumble. He was an emotional leader for this defense. We all know that. Luke had a big game-winning interception at the end of the game, which he always continues to make. And then Tay just he keeps showing up. All right, he didn't have a takeaway today, but he was dang close and really did some really good stuff for us. So they're playing at a high level.
Second row on the left, Sean Stiers.
Hey, Marcus, just one for you. Since we're not going to get to talk to you for a little while, what's this bye week look like, and kind of priorities and that kind of thing?
Yeah, I decided to give him Monday morning off. I was gonna bring him in Monday morning, but they don't know. I decided to give him Monday morning off, and so we'll bring him in Monday afternoon, and we'll review the game, and we got to make corrections and get better from the game, and then we got to go to work Tuesday and Wednesday, and then it's fall break, so Wednesday after practice, we'll give him a couple of days off to get away, and then come back, and Sunday we got to go back to work, get ready for Boston College.
Coach Freeman, thank you for your time.
All right, thank you guys, appreciate it.